today what are we going to discuss? We are going to discuss some important current affairs and in the form of MCQ. See, current affairs are very important part of your general test. So I think you should be very much prepared for it, right? So today we are going to discuss some MCQ which are related to some important current affairs. So let's start. So the first question here is given. What is the first question? Voice of Global South Summit was recently hosted by which of the following country? So read the question carefully first. Okay, Voice of Global South. Global South. Now, if you have read your book very much thoroughly, there you will understand the concept called Global North and Global South. So what happened during the 1980s? There was something called brand line. Okay, brand line. So what this line did? This line divided the world into two different parts. One is Global North and the other is Global South. So it divided the world into two parts, Global North and Global South. And Global South. Okay, now what is the basic difference between Global North and Global South? What the Global North is, it comprised the developed countries like of Europe and North America. But the Global South consisted of countries from Asia, Africa and Latin America which were developing in nature. Okay, so now what are the options given? Japan, India, Brazil and South Korea. So now if we see, all these countries belong to Global South. You see, Japan is from Asia, India is from Asia, Brazil is from South America and South Korea is also from Asia. So all these countries are part of Global South. Now which one is the correct answer? So in this case, what you have to do is, see, discussion of a topic like Global South is a big topic. Okay, it's a very important topic and it's very much global in nature. And while discussing something very global, you need to have a global platform. Okay, you cannot discuss this kind of things with 2 or 3 countries because you will need a global platform. So one such global platform is currently G20 meet. Okay, this is a global platform. Now who is hosting this global platform? So definitely, I guess you know the answer. India is hosting G20 meet. So like this you have to solve certain MCQ questions which are based on current affairs. Okay, now I hope you understood the difference between Global North and Global South. Global North are the developed countries of Europe and North America, and Global South are the countries which belong to Asia, Africa and South America. Okay, so now discussion of a big topic like Global South Summit requires a very big platform, and one such platform currently is G20. Okay, now there is there are certain information that you should know about the summit Global South. This is for your information because from this summit you can expect a lot of questions for your current affairs. You see, the Global Summit discusses 4 R's. Now what are these 4 R's? The 4 R's are, number 1 is respond. Okay. Number 2 is recognize. Number 3 is respect. And number 4 is reform. So respond to what? Respond to the needs of the Global South. Okay. Then recognize what? Recognize the principle of common but differentiated responsibilities. So I hope you understand the term common but differentiated responsibilities. Okay. Then respect what? Respect sovereignty of all countries and reform certain institutions like UN Security Council. Okay, so you have to remember this 4 R's. What are the 4 R's? Respond, recognize, respect and reform. Okay, these 4 R's are actually discussed in Voice of Global South Summit. Now let's move on to question number 2. Now see, identify the correct objective of Arogya Maitri Wellness Friendship recently talked in G20 meet. So you see all your questions, most of your questions are based on G20 meet. So Arogya Maitri means wellness friendship. Now if we look at the option, you see under this program, India will provide medical supplies to LDC. LDC means least developed countries. But if you see the LDC, it doesn't look a bit of a big platform where you will talk in the G20 meet. Okay, the G20 meet is based for bigger certain international issues, some bigger international issues. So in G20 meet, it's very highly unlikely that they will talk about least developed countries, because there is already a program called New International Economic Order where they talk about LDC. Okay, so this one we can cancel it out. So let's cancel this out. Number 2 option, if you see, under this program, India will provide technology and resource to help other developing countries build medical infrastructure. So this also seemed right. So let's put this. Number C, you see, under this program, India will provide coronavirus vaccine to its neighboring countries. Now, if you remember, India started providing coronavirus vaccines to all developing countries and also in its neighboring countries through a program called Vaccine Maitri. Okay, Vaccine Maitri. That is, India is trying to build friendship and is trying to build a good diplomacy with the help of vaccines. Okay, so this one is already done under Vaccine Maitri, so we can cancel this out. So you are left with 2 options, number B, and let's read number D. Under this program, India will provide medical supplies to any developing country affected by natural disaster or humanitarian crisis. So which one is your correct answer? Your correct answer is D, because in G20 meet it will talk about a large issue like a developing country, okay, where the large issue is natural disaster or humanitarian crisis. Natural disaster, you know, like flood, okay, and humanitarian crisis is like if there is a war. So these are some sort of these are objectives of what? Arogya Maitri. Okay. Now question number 3, what is it asking? Which among the following political leader was the chief guest, which among the following political leader was the chief guest in India's 74th Republic Day celebration in New Delhi? Now you see, India recently hosted 74th Republic Day celebration, and who was invited as a chief guest? Abdul Fattah al-Sisi, William Ruto, Ibrahim Raisi and Ranil Wickremesinghe. So our correct answer is Abdul Fattah al-Sisi. He was from which country? He was from Egypt. Okay, he was the Egyptian president. So now if we look back, then what was the relation between Egypt and India? Egypt and India had a very long civilizational history and relation, but our political relation established only after 1947, and also with the establishment of NAM movement, non-alignment movement. Right? Now what is non-alignment movement? You have seen there was Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, and from Egypt who represented Abdel Nasser. So this is a long history of our relationship with Egypt. So in order to there is a revisit the relation with Egypt. So India invited chief guest as Abdul Fattah al-Sisi as chief guest in India's 74th Republic Day celebration in New Delhi. So William Ruto is from Kenya, then Ibrahim Raisi is from Iran, and Ranil Wickremesinghe, I think you know, he is from Sri Lanka. Okay, now let's move on. Question number 4. The 17th Pravasi Bharatiya Divas was held in which of the following city? Pravasi Bharatiya Divas. Now what do you mean by Pravasi? Pravasi means NRIs. Pravasi means NRIs. Now what are NRIs? Non-resident Indian. Okay, so what is this celebration all about? This celebration is actually to celebration is marked to rejoice the contributions made by non-resident Indian towards the development of our country. And this Pravasi Bharatiya Divas is celebrated every year on 9th of January to commemorate the return of Mahatma Gandhi from South Africa. So you have to remember this date, 9th January. So 9th January is celebrated as 17th Pravasi Bharatiya Divas. Okay, Pravasi Bharatiya Divas every year. Why? Because it tries to mark the contribution of all non-resident Indian towards the development of our country. So who is actually an NRI? Any citizen of India who has lived outside India for more than 183 days for business purposes or for some job purposes. Okay, if he has lived more than 183 days outside India, then he is considered as non-resident Indian. Now the question is asking, was held the Pravasi Bharatiya Divas was held in which of the following city? In this case, your correct answer would be Indore. Indore is a city in which state? Madhya Pradesh. So Indore. Okay. Now let's move on. Recently, India launched a relief assistance operation to rescue survivors of a deadly earthquake in Turkey. Name the operation. So this one is very easy. If you are following news, then you will know that recently Turkey was hit by a very deadly earthquake, and India, as a in order to extend friendship and cooperation with Turkey, it launched a mission to rescue the survivors of the earthquake. So the operation name is Operation Dost. Okay, you remember this. The Operation Ganga, if you remember, this one was carried out in order to rescue students from Ukraine. Okay, students from Ukraine, because at that point of time Ukraine and Russia went to war. Okay, so India tried to rescue students from Ukraine, and that operation was termed as Operation Ganga. Then Operation Blue Star was held during 1980s when there was Indira Gandhi as the Prime Minister, because the operation tried to basically neutralize some Khalistani militants who were actually trying to who were hiding in the Golden Temple. Okay, so this operation was carried out to neutralize those sort of terrorists. And then Operation Dost is carried out in Turkey in order to rescue the survivors of the earthquake. And Operation Enduring Freedom was carried out after 9/11 attack by United States of America. And Operation Enduring Freedom is also known as War on Terror. War on Terror. Okay, so please remember of this. Recently, NCERT has notified India's first national assessment regulator as part of NEP 2020. Identify the correct name of the test regulator. So you see what the question is asking. NCERT has notified India's first national assessment regulator. Now what is national assessment regulator? You see, when you used to be in school, there is a report card that was given to you, right? There was a report card. In that report card, everything was written. Okay, your behavior, whether you were a disciplined person or not, how well you were in maths, how well you were in science. There used to be a grading system as per your subject. So this is kind of a report card, but it is a national report card. Okay, and this national report card will evaluate your holistic development. Okay, your holistic development, that is whether you have a good personality or not, whether what kind of skill you are good in, okay, what kind of behavior you have, so what kind of cognitive ability you have, whether you are a very smart person, okay, you are very intelligent or not. So all these things will be taken together, and that is why it's called national report card, or you can say national assessment regulator. So this is actually notified by NCERT. So NCERT has launched this. Okay, and this is as part of NEP 2020. NEP means National Education Policy. So what is the correct name of the test regulator? So the correct name of the test regulator would be Parak. Okay, would be Parak. So you have to remember the full name of Parak. What does Parak stands for? See, Parak stands for, let me write it here. Performance assessment, review and analysis of knowledge for holistic development. Okay, for holistic development. For holistic development, you see PARAKH. Okay, so remember the full term: performance assessment, review and analysis of knowledge for holistic development. So PARAK. So what will PARAK do? As per its full form, what is it doing? It is giving a holistic review of your education, of your growth. It is taking in account everything, not only your marks but also your personality, your skill, your behavior, your issues, your problems. Okay, everything it is taking into account. So this is for a holistic review of your entire education system. So this is introduced as part of National Education Policy 2020 and it is notified by NCERT. Okay. Now let's move on to the next question. Which of the following country is not part of G20? So see, this question is very important. This one might be asked in your upcoming CUET. So what the question is asking, which of the following country is not part of G20? You see, G20 means is a part of, what does G means? G means great. Okay, great 20. Okay, now you see Indonesia. Indonesia also is a very big country. Okay, it also has a economic, also it has lots of economic development. Then Argentina also has, then Singapore and Russia. You see, all of them are actually very well established democracies and very well established what? They have economic infrastructure. Okay, none of them are poor in nature. But now how do you identify which of the following is not? You see, great does not mean only great economic power, okay, or military power. Not only this, because great also takes into account the size, the potentialities of the population also. Okay, size, population, and there are a lot of other factors also. Why G is considered, which country should be considered as great. Now you see, in terms of economic or military might, all these countries are well off, but in terms of size and population, you will find that Singapore is actually a very small country. It does not have much population. It's very small in size. So if you have if a country is very small in size, that means its potentialities is also very small compared to the rest of the countries. So that is why it cannot be considered as part of G20. So along with Singapore, there is other country called Switzerland. Switzerland is also very well off, but Switzerland is also not considered as part of G20 because of its size and very small size and very small number of population. Okay, so I hope you got your answer. So this is how you are going to deal with your current affairs. Now next, question number 8. Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment has formulated a scheme to eradicate unsafe sewer and septic tank cleaning practices. Identify the name of the scheme. Now you see, in Guwahati, if you're traveling now, you will see all your all the drains. Okay, now people are working to clean the drains. Okay, there is a mission going on so that while the monsoon will come, so that Guwahati does not suffer from waterlogging problems. So if you go through Guwahati, and you will find a lot of people who are working there, they do not have proper kits to wear. They are working in sandals, their hands are open, they are exposed to the toxic substance that is being released from those drains. Okay, so now what is happening, there is a Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment. It has formulated a scheme to eradicate unsafe sewer and septic tank cleaning practices. Okay, so its mission is basically to have zero fatality. What do you mean by fatality? Fatality means death. Okay, because a lot of people who work on clearing sewage and tanks and all, what they do, just because of the toxic nature of the substances that is being released, these people suffer from death. Okay, so there are zero fatalities, and they should be offered with proper training and PPE kits. PPE kits, okay, that is, they have to be fully covered. they cannot get exposed to it, and they should not come in direct contact with, no direct contact, sorry, let me write no direct contact. Okay, so these are the objectives of what? Objectives of the particular scheme that is being launched. Now you have to name what is the name of the scheme. Okay, so here what we can see, Namaste is there, clean is there, zero is there, welcome is there. So here your answer will be Namaste. Okay, because we'll see the full form of Namaste right now. So what is the full form of Namaste? Let me write it here. Namaste is National Action for Mechanized Sanitation Ecosystem. Okay, so you have to keep in mind. So Namaste means National Action for Mechanized Sanitation Ecosystem. So this particular scheme is launched to have very safe practices of sewer cleaning, because a lot of these people who work on cleaning the sewage and the tanks, they suffer from death because of the exposure to the toxic substances which is being released. Okay, so I hope you got your answer. Your answer is Namaste. The next question is, E-Gram Swaraj is a unified portal developed by which of the following ministry? E-Gram Swaraj. You see the word gram is written here. Gram. Gram means what? Something related to villages. Now the first option is given Ministry of Rural Development. This one you can see that okay, this may look like a correct answer. You see the option number B, Ministry of Housing and Urban Development. The word urban is given, that is it is not related to rural development or gram. So you can cancel this out. And then Ministry of Panchayati Raj, this also looks like okay, this can be. And the last option is Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment. You see, Social Justice and Empowerment Ministry, it only takes into account the social issues of people. Okay, but E-Gram is basically an administrative structure. Okay, so this ministry particularly addresses social issues. But E-Gram, our question is asking about E-Gram. So gram is basically an administrative mechanism. Okay, it is basically an administrative structure because gram is written, so we will cancel this out as well. So now your possible options are Ministry of Rural Development and Ministry of Panchayati Raj. But if you look closely, you will see the word gram is written. So you have read about 3-tier Panchayati Raj system. Okay, 3-tier Panchayati Raj system. What was there? So if this is a pyramid, so here basically is the Gram Sabha. Okay, then this is Zilla Parishad. Sorry, this is Block Panchayat. Sorry, not Zilla Parishad. This is Block Panchayat and this is Zilla Parishad. Okay, so power flows from here to here and then from here to here. Okay, so this is what we have read, a 3-tier Panchayati Raj system which was introduced by the 73rd Amendment. So it is specifically talking about gram. So gram, if it is related to Panchayati Raj, so your correct answer would be what? Ministry of Panchayati Raj. Okay, Ministry of Panchayati Raj has launched recently E-Gram Swaraj. So E-Gram Swaraj basically talks about unified portal for maintenance of Gram Panchayat. See, earlier what used to happen in the Gram Panchayats, there used to be different departments to look after. Some department will look after the finances, some department will look after the developmental activities which is going on. Okay, some department will be responsible for asset details, but now everything will come under one unified portal. Okay, one portal where you can look for asset details also, you can find asset details, you can find the monetary flow, okay, from where finances are coming. You can find every anything which is related to administration, okay, finances. Then you can also see schemes, everything you can find under one unified portal. So in order to make this a unified system, e-Gram Swaraj is being developed by Ministry of Panchayati Raj. Okay, I hope you understood this. Let's move on to the last question of today's session. Which Indian state has the highest record of Aadhaar linking with voter IDs? Now this is a very tricky question. Voter ID. So have you all linked your Aadhaar with your voter IDs? If you have not linked, please link it as soon as possible. Okay, now see which state has. Now Kerala, Madhya Pradesh, Tripura and Gujarat. Now all these states seemed okay. That you mean the most probable answer would be Kerala, but actually Kerala is not the correct answer. Our correct answer is Tripura, because Tripura has almost 91% of Aadhaar linking with their voter IDs. Okay, 91% of Aadhaar linking with voter IDs is Tripura. And next we have at second we have Lakshadweep. Okay, Lakshadweep is not a state, is a union territory. So Lakshadweep has how much? Lakshadweep has around 90%. And the third we have is Madhya Pradesh. Okay, MP is around with 86% or something. Yes, 86%. So if the question is asked which state has the highest record of Aadhaar linking with voter IDs, your answer would be Tripura. The second is Lakshadweep and the third is Madhya Pradesh. Okay, sometimes the question will be asked to which one is the second one or which one is the third one. So when you read all these type of questions, you have to also understand, you not only have to study the first one, you also have to remember who came second and who came third. Sometimes questions are asked in this way. Okay, so I hope you like today's session. If you want more current affairs session, please write down in the comment section, and I will try to bring as much as possible for you for your own understanding. Okay, so I hope you like today's sessions and see you again in the next session. Till then, take care. Bye bye.